Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is one that has been very much awaited on by some of you, and this is going to be my art journal flip through. I have done several of these pages on camera as process videos, but I haven't done all of them. So I'm just going to show you. First, I don't go in chronological order. I usually just open up to a page and then do it. So what you see isn't necessarily in the order that I created it. If I can remember, I'll kind of tell you. But I think it's cool. It's nice to watch evolution of journals when you do front to back, but that's just not how I work in my art journals. I work that way in all my other journals, but not my art journals. And usually when I work front to back, there's a couple pages left in the back that are blank, just because sometimes the journal's done to me. Like, it's just, you get to a point where you feel like there's nothing really that you want to do in that one, and you really just want to start a new one. So there are, I believe, 3 pages in here that are blank, and they'll be mixed in throughout. I may eventually fill them in, but probably not. I may just paper clip them shut, just because I really want to start working in my new Midori insert as my kind of journal, and I want to start a new type of journaling where everything's all like mixed together and I don't just have separate notebooks. But anyway, here we go. So I don't normally write in them. Oh, and I always leave the front and the back blank. I don't like doing this front page because I feel like there's too much pressure to make it look pretty. So I always leave the first page blank. And then this was the first spread I did. I usually don't write in my journals, but I wrote in this one, and I'm just going to kind of flip past that, because, I mean, if you were really desperate and wanted to read it, that's fine, but, yeah, so anyway, that was my first one. This is one of the later ones that I did. This one was a lot of fun. I was experimenting with some fabric flowers, metal pieces. This one was very, like, grungy, hot glue-ish, and it was around Halloween time, so you can see the little ghosts and the found relatives of the boys. I found this dog. This is from packaging. I'm not quite sure what packaging it was from, but I just backed it to a Project Life card and made a little tip in there. This was a woman that I did. I, again, was playing with the fabric flowers and some jewels and stuff. She was kind of weird, but that's okay. So, on this page, originally this page looked like this. There we go. I had done all these little, like, circles and some text in the background, and then glued that ephemera piece from a magazine over it, and it just wasn't speaking to me, and I didn't really like it, so I took a picture of palm trees that I really liked. I took a picture of the page, covered it all up, and put that picture there, and it says, "There are some things you can only learn in a storm." And of course the palm trees look like there's a storm going on, and yeah, I just like that. I use a lot of quotes. So this is just another collage piece. I had made this tag using a bunch of Tim Holtz Distress products, and then just kind of collaged over it and did some doodling, nothing fancy. If you see the ones with the numbers, that is because I'm doing I don't know if it'll be up yet by the time this is done, but at the end of November, I wanted to show you what a month of journaling looks like in all my different journals, so the ones with numbers were done in November. Except for this one, that number's just there. So I really like this guy. I did the background, and I did a collage with this, like, wise-looking guy. And the quote on this one is, "It's amazing what you can see when you look with more than just your eyes." And I'm really big into, like, perspective and stuff, so that was that one. Here's one of those blank pages. I believe this one was a process video. The little girl with the moon, and she works well this way too. I just thought that was cute. So I did that one. This is also a process video, making the little alien here. This is one of the earlier ones that I did when I wasn't super good at drawing complete faces, so I just put the squiggly line there instead. And it says, sometimes silence is more powerful than words. This one, I believe, might have been my second process video ever. Just background work, some collaging. And then this is my favorite quote from Alice in Wonderland, or one of them. Alice says, "This is impossible," and the Hatter says, "Only if you believe it is." And I had this song stuck in my head, and it was Remember Me for Centuries, so that just went on there. This I got a palm tree stencil, so I was just kind of experimenting with that. I don't know, just glued some stuff on there, a tip-in, and then I love hexagons, and I put hexagons on the page, and then I loved it so much I couldn't bring myself to put anything else on there. This was an attempt at the Mad Hatter, and I accidentally brushed my hand over when I was doing his hair, so that's why he turned into looking all bloody. And it says, "Oh my darling, don't worry, we're all mad here." Then this one, I bought a resist pen and I was trying it out, and as you can see, it really didn't work at all, so I also abandoned that page. This, I believe, is also a process video. This is another collage with Alice in Wonderland. As you can see, that is something that I like. Why is the raven like a writing desk? And I really like this question because there is no real answer, and it kind of challenges you to be creative coming up with the answer, so I thought that was cool. This was a page that I had started with collage and just, I don't know, I didn't like it, didn't know what to do with it, so I just left it. And I think that's completely fine. It's not going to bother me. It's all about the process. This is a little girl with antlers. I was trying out some techniques, like the little ink does collage and then puts these antlers on her girls, so I did that. Bringing out my inner Inky. I believe this is a process video. It says it's not what you're eating, but rather what is eating you. Again, paint, collage, blah, 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 the usual. This is actually a face. There were two faces, and I pasted one down, and then I cut apart the second face and made this, like, collage thing with it. I thought it came out really cool. This is another one of those pages that I started and didn't know what to do with. At the time I was leaving college and was trying to do this, like, long-distance relationship thing, and I thought this collage element was a perfect example of how I was feeling, like my relationship was just through the phone, and we were drifting apart, and then I put some clocks because of the time and distance, and I felt like the pictures spoke enough about what I was trying to convey, so I didn't put any writing or quote or anything, I just left it as is. This is another one of those pages that I probably won't finish. It was just, when I'm, like, in the middle of working on something, if I have, like, a stencil to clean off, I'll just, like, smush it in here. And usually I do use these, like, most of these pages started out something like this. But, I probably just won't do anything with that. This is another, my grungy phase. There's metal pieces and stuff. More of the Found Relatives from Tim Holtz. I did some grit texture paste with some glitter. That was really fun. And then it just says create, explore, imagine. And then this was another one of those collages that I did that I felt spoke for itself. It's kind of, to me, represented like society and like body image and stuff, where you're supposed to be like, men are supposed to be like this, women are supposed to be like this, and you're constantly climbing an impossible ladder to get to this thing that doesn't even exist, so you feel like you're treading water all the time. Yeah, that's that. This is one of my favorite pages. What I did was, it was kind of like one of these pages where the stuff was already there, And I had a patch of dark color right here, and I was like, alright, I'm going to make a face, but only half of it's going to be dark, so what do I kind of do about that? So I divided her face in half, and one side's happy and one side's sad, and I thought that was cool. And then I just find a quote to go with it. So this one says, "Love takes off masks that we fear we cannot live without, and know we cannot live within," by James Baldwin. And I really like how she came out. I really like how this one came out too. Again, kind of going along the perspective train. This reminds me of, oh gosh, now I can't think of the movie. It was like this little space robot. And I don't know, I thought the binoculars kind of looked like that. So I put every day a different lens, hard to tell where it begins and ends. So kind of like perspective, and you're not quite sure where reality is. So that's that. This is another kind of messy one. It says, "We all played the same game, just on different levels, and we all live in the same hell, just with different devils." That's one of my favorite quotes, and I love playing cards, so it was just kind of a collage. Another blank page. This was a girl that was inspired by the Little Magical Art. She did these circles and stuff, so I did that. This was another one of my earlier pages. You can definitely tell, like, the faces and stuff in the grunge are from later on, and then all of the kind of messy things that don't look so great, like this, are from the beginning. And it's cool to see how much I've evolved. Like, I feel like some of this stuff isn't even my style anymore, which is funny, since I only started this in June or July, I think. So, but anyway, back to things. So I drew this mermaid here. She's back too, and it says, "To imagine anything other than existence is impossible." Because it is. If you try to think about how it feels to not exist, you can't, because you're already putting a feeling into non-existing. You literally can't imagine nothing. Like, it's impossible. So, I don't know. Just another philosophical thought there. This was me coming back after a funk. The Little Magical Art did something with circles, and that inspired me to go back to the basics and just do some circles. Oh no, this must have been when she did her hand, I think. So I just took simple shapes and kind of, I collaged behind it, painted black over it and stuff. And I like how it came out. It's cool. This is another one of my favorites in this journal. I had tried to draw this girl and it didn't work out, which is why I drew the wine bottle. And then I came back and did her later, and I really like how she came out. This piece of collage was sitting on my desk because my aunt brought it in and asked me if I wanted it. So I just wrote about writing a better story for yourself. This is another really fun page. I did this girl, and then I was like, oh, what am I going to put her on? So I just did a bunch of background and stuff. I think this is another process video. It says, "The greatest thing in the world is to belong to yourself. Only then will you have true inner freedom." And then the blank page. And that's it. Oh, I forgot. This is an insert that I made myself. I just found it. Obviously, it came out a little wonky in the end because it's so full. But I put various papers in here. Like, this is just notebook paper. I have some file folder paper in here. That's this. And this is my, this is my 90-pound paper that I put in my creative inserts. So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions at all about like something that I used or something I didn't explain very well, please leave it in the comments below. And I'm excited to start a new journal. My new journal will be this. This is the Midori 003 insert that a lot of girls rave about. So I wanted to try it out. I do love the sound. as the little ink would say, we should make sounds of stationery. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I tried to do this like watercolor mixing chart thing where you put your colors this way and then you mix them together, and it didn't work out very well. So it just ended up being a bunch of pretty hexagons. But yeah, so I'm excited to start that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.